Welcome back everybody again to our single player survival world. We are in some terrain that is very different from where we've been in the past 68 other episodes. But today we are in front of something absolutely beautiful. This is the whole of all problem solving, the bone meal, gunpowder, everything else we've ever wanted, but definitely cannot get at the moment. Hole. Actually, there's one problem. Slime balls. It doesn't solve that problem, but who needs them, right? We're going to be getting started on solving all of our problems which we've ever had in this world ever today. But we've got some other things which we need to do, and they relate back to some more prettier builds on the other side of the world. Here we are on the other side of the world, and I gotta tell you, I didn't notice just how pretty this little area here is until I started editing the episode for the last episode, and I looked back and thought, you know, I thought it was cool, but it's way cooler than I expected. It's just working so neatly, this little patch right here, and I'm very pleased with it. If you guys haven't seen it, of course, there is the last two episodes to check up on, and there is also still a lot more work to be done over here, and that is where we kind of stopped, because this is going to be the episode that solves the one thing that I'm missing here, which is a ton of bone meal. I've used the, I think it was 8 bone meal that we got from our previous methods to do a little bit of this stuff, but there's so much missing up here, which I haven't managed to touch because, of course, bone meal is a very hard thing to come by in this world, and that is the big problem. So, of course, that's one thing. The other big problem, I'll show you what the other big problem was just a silly mistake, which is up there. It's not really too obvious, but that's a glowstone block. We need to fix that over to a redstone block because, redstone lamp. I did promise to put one in there and I just forgot to do it. So then we can finally call that lighthouse complete. And also, of course, once we've got all of the mob farm drops, which I think I'm overlooking some other very useful stuff, but the main ones being bone meal and also gunpowder means we can have some cool little flyovers and travel a lot quicker between here and the desert, that's for sure. And also we can go ahead and finish up a whole bunch of the land that we've been working on for so long. Here we are quickly collecting some resources, some magma blocks, of course, and also a little bit of packed ice, which I forgot needed silk touch. So I destroyed a bit of the environment, and here, after all that gathering, I find myself trapped where I could go around the long way, or I could take the little easy way out here and see if I get shot. Actually, I'm going for the easy way because it's more exciting. Let's see what happens. Apparently nothing. Yeah, okay, apparently nothing. The easy way was definitely way easier than I thought. But look at those guys. I suspect it's because I've got a door. I've been trying to work out the way these things work. I know villagers have changed the way they spawn. It's strange. I'm lost a little bit, I'll be completely honest. But wherever there's a door, there appears to be a spawning point nearby, and I assume it's got something to do with that, because those guys appeared, and not only those guys, but also that is the spot that I keep finding the traveling merchants in, and I've got no idea how they work, but I wouldn't mind keeping some of them because they look super cool. And in fact, the traveling merchants in the pirate area look very piratey. If there was a villager that looked quite piratey, I think those guys fit the bill. So hopefully I can name tag them and keep them around there sometime, but that's a whole other story. Speak of the devil, there they are. What have you got? Interesting. What? Oh, that looked like a turkey. I totally saw 2 little turkey legs, the turkey body, like a cooked turkey from there. And I know, how do I get that? Don't worry, that's just the way it is. But yeah, nothing really too useful. Although I wouldn't mind finding one of those guys with a cool trait as well. But here we are. I think I've come to the right spot. I have. We've got ourselves, I think, pretty much all of the blocks that we are going to need to build this thing. And what the mob farm is, and of course I'll leave a link because people would want to build it, and also because the person who did it is a genius of redstone, Ilmango. Who else, of course, who built this mob farm, and we're going to be building it here today. And I want to do a little bit of a builder's swing on it because, I mean, we could just go kind of boring and get it working and never come back here again, but that's kind of boring, and it'll work, but we will come back here, and we do want to see something slightly prettier in our world than just something big and ugly, pretty much. So what I've done is I have cut out this hole, which is 43 by 43 blocks. I just picked a random number, and the reason I did that was it's odd, so I could put a block there, and then we can go out 20 blocks in each direction, and decorate the areas there so it's a 20 block one because of that extra 1 block that we can put stuff in. I know, pretty smart, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up with the farm, and I want to use some concrete, and we're going to be using green concrete, which has to be made from the powder, and also I think cyan terracotta. I think I've got some of that in one of these. Please tell me I do. Oh no, grey concrete, just as good. Grey concrete. We're going to try and make ourselves a little bit of a desert themed one where we can have a bit of cactus colors in there and then a few little of the grey spikes coming off of it. Okay, let's get cracking on this farm. We may as well do it as a time lapse because really time lapses are awesome, and building these sorts of farms, they can get a bit boring if they went for a full 20-minute episode. And besides, if you would like to see how this is built, there is a video by Ilmango, the creator and genius of this farm, to go watch if you really want to. Trust me, I'm not going to be teaching you much from this, but it's going to look cool. And my journey on it, of building it, was actually very enjoyable. Just placing these sorts of blocks is such a different thing to what we do on a daily basis, where we go and place literal blocks on the ground. Which, it's kind of funny to say it that way, but we literally just place blocks on the ground, we build the ground and the trees, and there isn't a really correct answer to any of those, but to this there is, and I have to actually concentrate a lot more on doing this. Because, of course, if I mess up, that's not a lot of fun. And I have, in fact, building many of these mob farms, because I think I've built one in every... I'm pretty sure I've built one in every series we've had, of some variation of this, at least. And I have messed up, I think, every single one, until this one, which we did not mess up, which is a kind of spoiler, but a good one, for me at least, means I get to say that I was completely sane through the whole making of this farm, except for one little thing. You see, I get a bit cocky with my ender pearls, and right around here I decide, hey, I'm gonna go build this, jump right off, and fall from a high place, right next to a cactus, which, might I add, I lost my pickaxe, my axe, and some really good stuff, and then I do this, and right now I'm thinking, you know what, I should be starting a hardcore survival series, but I'm gonna probably be spoken out of that at some stage. But either way, despite those little mishaps, this farm was actually a really enjoyable thing. And I mean, it's great for the rest of the episode and the rest of the series now to have all these materials that we needed for so long, and finally we get to use them. We're gonna have to find a better way to get up here than what I'm doing right now, but it's gonna be something for the future. The real thing is we have completed it, and that is all that really counts and all that really matters. But there are a few little issues that I can see with the farm. First of all, there is a bunch of items, or there are a bunch of items that are getting stuck in these little pieces over there where the water's meant to flow through. And the other problem is, of course, we haven't even switched it on yet, at least on camera, but the other problem is that the cactus theme that we had going on, which looked pretty darn cool throughout the building of this, ended up just going to shadowiness, so it really isn't of too much use for me to go back through and make it a spiky cactus like I wanted to, which it kind of is sad, but it's not the worst thing. It's not absolutely horrible. But here we go. The simple redstone. I love ether hopper clocks. Super easy and super laggy with the water, I think, right now. But yeah, either way, that's one of my favorite things to build just because it's so easy in terms of redstone stuff. Now, we could go up to, I think, level 192 and make this all efficient. But that is not really what I wanted to come up here for. What I really wanted to come up here for was to switch it on and show you what is going on the farm. Here we go. So right there, let's just wait. We'll see a few things. It's not efficient right now, but a few things drop down. The water pushes it through. The items end up getting pushed. So see that there? You can see that go down there. And then they kind of just stop. You're done? Come on. This guy's got way too much health. We're gonna have to go help him out. There we go. So right here, look at that. Just sits there and doesn't do anything. So I might be able to fix this by potentially putting a permanent water block in here, which should, I guess, push it forward. You can see that kind of wants to go. I think that should push it forward and fix it up and then push them all to the middle. And then the next stage of this farm, which isn't today, but we will drop this floor down a few more blocks to make it a bit more efficient. And then also we will go ahead and make a proper storage facility for this thing, which is very much needed for it. Yeah, even those ones there. Just a little bit of a problem, but not too much of a problem. Now, what I wanted to do, because I did say that I don't want this farm to be the full episode of me building a mob farm, as I'm sure you don't want it to be. So what I've got planned is I want to go and return home. You see, we haven't been to our hometown of Spiritwood in a very, very long time. So much so that some of you might not even know what Spiritwood is, or even where Spiritwood is. And today, we're going to go back and fix up what I think is a little bit of a problem with the town. Oh no, I've gone underwater. Watch this. Yep, I threw the ender pearl at the right angle to scoop right over there down to there. I've done that a few times. In fact, the one way I was getting up there was ender pearling to each level, going off the edge, ender pearl, ender pearl. It was a real pain in the butt. But yeah, there's a few little things which I think we need to fix up in Spiritwood, and I wouldn't mind going through there and fixing them up and making a bit of an episode of a place which definitely has been missed. And that is not just by you, but by me as well, and also has been a little bit neglected. A while ago, we came past the dolphin, and I decided to do one of those nature conservation tagging things with the one name tag I had, and I never thought we would actually find it again. But right here, in the massive ocean, we have discovered plank flying around, or well, swimming around. Dolphins do not fly, at least for sure in Minecraft. I can tell you that definitely is not a mechanic there. But we have finally found plank again, which I thought was going to be a feat that we wouldn't actually accomplish. Very, very lucky. Welcome to Spiritwood. This is, I guess, as I say, my hometown on this world, well, in this world. I really like it because it was a little bit of a challenge and a great way to start the series where we took a village and we transformed a village, and that is how we've done it. And it was a neat little village as well, because it was a village in a hill that was all by itself, which I thought was really neat to fix up. And it was also an oak one of all of them, which is even cooler because it's the most plain of any village. And now, look at us, 1.14, we've got a whole village update after I've done this. But either way, I really liked it, and I will go through a few of the things which I think we need to improve on for us to come back here more regularly. Starting off, this piece here, it's too grey, it's too dull, it doesn't reflect the woody oak kind of, well, even though it's a lot of birch, the very wooden feel of Spiritwood. I think we've gone a bit too much with this, and of course this straight line here, I was planning on doing some stuff with it and I just haven't. That will be a good thing to fix. So that is one of our priorities for today. The other things are maybe upgrading a few of the 1.14 bits of the village, and also doing one little thing which we haven't done in a while, which is transform a village house into one of our own special designed buildings, which definitely have their own design here in Spiritwood. I really love this village. It was just kind of an inspiration project. I don't know if that word even means much, but it was. I just really thought I had a good idea with it, and we kind of rolled with it. Here are the ones that I want to do. I want to do these two, which haven't yet been updated. Let's just go back. One is the bottom of a tower, which we can fix up. It's kind of funny. I just went from there upwards, never did the bottom piece. So there and there, those are two things that need to be upgraded. And we might as well just do a little bit of a walk around, because with the exception of the stuff around the outside, over here, it just has got so many neat little pieces and neat little buildings. I really love the 3 dimensions that we used on here, where we go underneath buildings, above buildings, all that sort of stuff, and then also into the hill, which is great, even though you can barely tell that there's a hillside because everything's built into it. But all these little pieces really made Spiritwood. And of course, because as I say, I want to come back here. I've seen a lot of comments about it. Where is it? I mean, it's still here. We just haven't been around to it. So the first thing is I want to come around here and put a chimney into the pub, because I think that is one of the coolest things in 1.14, and why not do a little bit of an upgrade? And this might not actually suit this, so I might have to get rid of it, but let's just have a look. It's a very plain one. Yeah, it needs to just go down a little bit. Nice, easy fix, adds a little bit of life to it. The moving particles have been the thing that I've really loved about this. Those big smoke plumes. They're so cool, and I'm really looking for more places to add little things like that in. The other quick 1.14 update thing is going to be putting in a few of these berry bushes, which hopefully in the next few minutes will be full of berries and make the place look a lot more lively. They've also been one of my favorite little additions to 1.14. A few small improvements that I think will help this front piece, which doesn't look all that pretty, are a bit of sand going a little bit higher, which seems a bit weird and strange, but I've noticed it around the game, just the natural terrain. Oh, is that too far? No, we got it, we good. But I've noticed the natural terrain tends to have these coming up a bit higher like that, and it actually looks quite cool. I like that. I think that's good. So that breaks up a little bit more of this. We can maybe pull a bit more dirt down, which gets rid of even more of the gray. And I've put in some of these pillars here. I'm just testing out some stuff. That might be able to fix that piece right there. And I'll be completely honest, this has been the number one thing that has been annoying me every time I come into Spiritwood from the ocean, because the mainland is over there, well, the main island. And as we come in, I always take my boat from the north, which comes down there and through here. And I always have a look at it, and it just bugs me so much. It really does. And to see it finally getting fixed up is so good. And I wouldn't mind actually maybe starting to do a few more things around this area, just because now we getting it all fixed up and looking a little bit prettier in terms of breaking up what we've been up to in the other parts of the world, because this sort of building is a lot more simple. It's very simple, easy building, nothing too crazy. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I like that. We're looking at that piece there. Yeah, that little bit of cobble with the dead coral looks very good. I think what we'll do is we'll do a little, what would you call it? A railing over there? Let's give it a go. Do I have the exact block on me? I do, and that is great. So something like that, there, and there. It looks pretty darn good. The one other thing that's been annoying me a little bit is this piece here, but I don't mind this piece. I just think it needs a little bit of an update, but I can't quite think of what it would be. It's meant to be a gazebo, but I don't actually know what we'll do. So that'll be something for the future to think about. What I think I'll do now with these is I'll put in another one of these sorts of things over here somewhere. Keep that stuff like that, just maybe change up those things. You know what I'm doing with this stuff here. And then we can go over to those houses on that side. And I think that's going to be a pretty fun job, because I haven't done that in a while, and it's actually really simple. A lot of it is just switching blocks over and then changing a few small shapes of the building. We've got some guests already on our new beautiful looking place. I think it must be the improvements that we've made. Look at that, straight up. They spawned as I enderpearled here before. I was standing there, enderpearled here, and bam, they were there. It was very, very strange, but quite magical. But right here, this is what it is looking like. When the grass eventually grows over here, it's going to add a little bit more green, break up a lot of that gray there. This over here, of course, is still all right. I mean, we don't want no gray. We just wanted it to be broken up a little bit more. The one place that might need a bit of love is around here, though. And that's still not even the biggest of deals. So overall, I think a net positive for this, which is great. Now it's time to upgrade these two buildings. I want it to be fairly quick and easy, but also look quite interesting at the same time. So we're going to go and upgrade the building, so to speak. So first one I'm going to do in birch. The other one I will do, being this one, is in a bit of oak. So we'll keep to the oak and the birch, which we have used at both points in this village. We've got a few oak buildings, a few birch buildings, and I really probably should have brought some spruce, but this could work with the very, very dark oak and the very light birch. Let's just check it out. So we'll do these ones, a bit of that in there, and a window that appears as we build the blocks. So something there, something there. Already, just changing the colors, it helps out a lot. The next thing is we will, I guess, put a door in when I've got a door. But what we'll do is we'll go and make a bit of a texture on this, because it's been a theme that I've done in this village, which is add a bit of texture to it. Don't right click on that. There we go. I've got a bad habit as well of stripping these blocks, but something there, something there. And that adds a good little bit of texture to the building, which makes it just a bit more interesting than what it was before. Not a lot, just a little, but enough to make it a bit easier to look at. Then a little thing, I guess that one could go up there, like that. And the building, I think, is already vastly improved to what it should be. So down there, up there, and we'll change that one in a little bit, but we'll check to make sure it's all working. Yeah, I think that's actually a fairly good improvement in a matter of a few minutes or seconds right there. Let's just have a quick little look over there. Yeah, that is perfect. As a matter of fact, I actually might keep the oak logs there. I was planning on switching them over, but having those oak logs there doesn't do too bad for that place, which is actually a very good thing. Now what we'll do quickly is we will upgrade this building, and I think for this one what we also could maybe add in is a little flower bed just over there, like a flower box, just to make it a little bit more interesting than what the other one is. Here they are, all completed and hopefully looking good. We only need that one little berry bush to grow. We'll have a nice bit of red popping out there like that over there. But I think a very, very large improvement. In fact, there's a few things which this opens for us in terms of building the heart and soul of Spiritwood. The spirit of Spiritwood is in here, which is essentially, it's the mountain. The little hill is really the heart and soul in many ways of Spiritwood. But right over here, we've actually got a cool little path. There we go. It goes right to the library. So if we wanted to get a bit creative, there's nothing in here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's just like the underside of the library. But if we wanted to get a little bit creative and perhaps put a building that goes into the mountain there, that would be rather cool. And it's one of those things where as you go, you just slap a few pieces together and hope that they don't intersect too much. And I think we've got enough space for those over there. But look at that. All this small stuff becoming a little bit complex, like that level there, the top level, there's a level over there. But for today, that will be the episode because we've completed so much stuff, a mob farm and all these big improvements, plus finding our good friend Plank and this guy over here. Let's just do one little check. Whoa, wait. One check before we go. Good at trades, please. No, does he a Nautilus shell? 5 emeralds for a Nautilus shell. That is actually very, very handy. I think that would be a lot quicker to get Nautilus shells if ever I was working underwater again. Pity those things weren't in at the beginning of 1.13. But either way, they're in here now, and what a great way to end this episode. Sun going down and a beautiful view of Spiritwood. Thank you very much for joining me here today, guys, and I will see you very soon.